So welcome to the space, Facebook folks. Thank you so much for being here. I know it's early, 7 a.m. on a Thursday, almost at the end of the week, almost there. So thank you for joining in. So we're going to get started at 7:03 soon. Welcome to the folks that are here in Zoom. Let's see. Let me see who's here. Who can I see? Teresa Scott. Hello.
Blessings, Kadeem. How you doing, beautiful?
Thanks. Good. Thanks so much. Thanks for being here, for joining today. So glad to see you. Who else we have?
Peace and blessings.
Hello. How are you, Miss Wally? Thank you so much for joining. We have Neff. Thank you so much for being here as well. So glad to see you all here this morning at 7 a.m. We're going to definitely have a great session today, learning about ways you can help protect your energy. Let's see who else is here. Jacqueline Davis. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining in today. Morning. Thank you. Let's see who else we have here. Okay, Adam Epps is coming in, joining in. Yeah, so I think it's gonna be great today. Oh, Adam Epps is officially in. Hello, Adam. Thank you so much for joining, for being here.
Good morning, brother Kadeem. How you doing?
I'm well. Thanks so much. Thank you. Thanks for being here this morning.
You're welcome.
Of course, we have Councilwoman Elaine. Hello. Welcome. Thanks for joining in today. It's again, as you can see, the topic of today's session is on energetic protection and self-defense. So, think about like karate is like self-defense, right? How to protect yourself against people that might invade your space. So in the same way, this workshop is learning how you can protect yourself in case people come and invade your energetic or spiritual space. So we're gonna be learning different techniques you can do to help yourself. I mean, my thing is that, I love talking about things, but also love to also give out tools and techniques that you can do like right now to help yourself. So that's what today's workshop is gonna be about. So day number 420. 420 is the code for what? Marijuana. We're gonna get high on our energy today. Who else is here? Jennifer, hello. Welcome. Lori, welcome. Miss Montesanto, hello, and Aaliyah. Good morning, all.
Morning.
Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Wake up, everybody. It's time to get up. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke. It's time to get up. Stay woke. Stay woke. Stay woke. It's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, we're learning, discerning. We're striving. Together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together.
Hello, and good early Thursday morning. So glad that you are all here with us today. Welcome to this workshop. Welcome first, I guess I'll say first, welcome to the Wake Up Everybody community. So glad to have you here. My name is Kadeem, and I'm facilitating today's session, number 420 on today. And this workshop is on energetic protection and self-defense. So as I said before, the intro is usually when we think about self-defense generally, we might think about karate, right? Where people are like, hiya, I'm gonna protect myself in case someone comes into my personal space, right? Physical space, personal space, right? In the same way, we also need to find ways to protect our energy or our spirit as well, because it is my belief, and I would say even of the truth of the existence of the universe, is that before someone comes into your physical space, they come into your energetic space. It is known that the heart, actually heart center, radiates a diameter of 6 feet around their circumference. So even before someone walks into your sort of physical space and they touch you, they're already in your energy. And I believe that even when sometimes people, you may not necessarily see them, you may not necessarily like hear them, but guess what? If they talk about you, if they say particular words about you, have particular thoughts about you, they're invading your energetic space. So today we are focusing on protecting your energy and using your own energy as a way to protect yourself and defend against anyone that might try to project negative thoughts at you. All right. So, good morning, people on Facebook. Hello, hello. Good morning, people here on Zoom. So glad that you are here, all 25 of you. So glad to see you here, and also those on Facebook. Awesome, welcome. So before we continue to get started, I just want to start us off with the invocation. So an invocation is simply just allowing us to connect to source. It's allowing us to feel a sense of spirit and divine as we move forward. So as I do this invocation, you can listen to me do it, but you can also pray to whoever you like, your divine source, your way to energetically connect, right? So let's close our eyes to the divine source, to the source of the universe, all that there is, to the great ones, to the divine spiritual hierarchy, to our higher selves, to our inner masters, our inner teachers, to the divine higher aspects of our ancestors, to the teachers of this practice, Master Choa, to Mahaguruji Mei Ling, and to all the divine beings of healing, of energetic protection. We humbly invoke for your divine peace, your divine oneness, your divine love, divine help, divine protection, divine wisdom, divine guidance as we go through this workshop today. We thank you, and into full place. So be it. Awesome. All right, so before we can talk about energetic protection, we have to talk about energy and what that is on a very basic level. So if I say the word aura, does everyone know what that is? Or you can type in the chat. Yes, no, maybe, I've heard of it. So also, you know, again, if you don't know what it is, just please say no. You can maybe type to me personally if you want to. I don't know what an aura is, but I think it's helpful for us to have an understanding of that, because I'm going to be talking about certain things, energetic things like aura, like chakras. So I just want to understand if we have a basic understanding of what those are. Generally speaking, says Zakia. Cheryl Glenn, yes, aura, awesome, okay. No, people are sort of coming in now. Okay, DB McKinney, okay, yes, all right. So I know other people are probably still typing, and also it's early, So you might still be in bed like, yes, I know what aura is, Kadeem, but I'm still in bed. I get it. It's okay. Or you're preparing to get ready for work. So aura, right, is our sort of energy body, right? It's that energetic makeup of who we are. That's the aura, right? It's this sort of, I'm going to call it an invisible sort of field around us. Invisible to the naked eye and the physical sort of sense of seeing, but in many ways, for those clairvoyants, they can very much see what the aura is. So the aura, though, again, it's like your energetic protection. Science has actually discovered, oh, there is this like energetic field that's like around the body. So they're calling it right now either the electromagnetic field or they're calling it the biofield. That's what it's being called by science. They're noticing that there is this kind of thing. So here's the thing though about aura or your energetic field. You know, we know that exists because there's these moments in time in which, like, let's say, for example, you think about someone and then within that moment or second, they happen to call you or text you, right? That's like that aura, that's like that invisible energetic field that's kind of, you know, radiating to let you know, oh, someone's thinking about you, they're about to contact you, right? Or that moment, maybe you're walking down the street, you know, you see someone from far away, but you just get like a bad vibe or a bad feeling about them. That's the aura talking to you, again, because things are more than just this physical sense, right? We have this energetic field that also protects us and lets us know, hey, something's happening, be aware, or hey, this thing is great, you know, go more into this as well. So here's the thing though, and I mean, this is why we're here, right? To learn, right, on Woo. I'm gonna get a bit deeper than usual on today's session. So we think about aura in the sense of this one energetic field. However, there are many layers of the aura. The three main layers of the aura are the etheric aura, which is closest to the physical body, and is sort of in many ways sort of lines up with what's happening with the physical body. Around the etheric aura, so that's one aura. Around that one, which is like the bigger aura around that, around the etheric and around the physical body, is called the emotional aura, which ties into our emotions. So if we have any emotion that we're feeling, anger, sadness, love, joy, happiness, the emotional aura feels that. Okay, that's the second layer. Then we have this last layer sort of aura, which is the mental aura. So any of our mental thoughts that we have, mental chatter, that's that next layer. The mental aura, which is like the bigger aura, right? So that's the very basic understanding of the aura, just very basic, right? But I'm gonna give you a +1, okay? So I got the three: the etheric, which is closest to the physical body, the emotional, which is around that, and then the mental, which is around that, right? And this is all a part of, I'm gonna call this our personality. Again, just making things very simple. So then around that, I'm gonna give you +1. Around that, let's call this the soul. That'll be the next level. So we have the personality, we have the soul. So then there's a soul, and then within the soul, there's other auras. Anyway, I'm not, you know, we're gonna stop there for today. So I said that to say it's important for us to realize that, because when you're doing energetic protection or energetic self-defense, it's important for you to focus, you know, when you're thinking about protecting your aura. Sometimes people say, actually, I've heard this before, where it's like, if you want to protect your aura, put yourself in a white light. Okay, that's cute, that's nice, you know, but like, which aura is being protected by the white light? You might imagine it's white light, and that white light just might be around your physical body. But if someone's thinking about or trying to, you know, if someone's trying to psychically attack you, you know, they might necessarily hit the etheric aura. They might hit your mental aura. It's their words or thoughts, you know, their thoughts, not necessarily their words, but their thoughts, right? That hits the mental aura, or their emotional state that affects your emotional aura. And let me just say, when it comes to like energetic attack, I'm being energetically attacked. I feel people say, oh, I'm feeling an attack. I'm being psychically attacked. Okay, people, I would say most people aren't going out there trying to psychically attack you. Most people are not. A lot of the times, these attacks are more, I want to not say undercover, but more like unintentional. You know, so sometimes you post something on social media about like, I just got married, or I got a new house, or I got a new job. You know, somebody might see that. People that are happy for you go, oh my God, that's amazing, so happy, that's great. You know, but there might be a person that goes, they think they're all that. Or I wish I had that, right? Within themselves, right, on a deep level, those moments are like these mini attacks, right? But it's not meant to attack you. It's just what's coming up for them in the moment. I mean, I know, like, I'm going to be very open and honest, and I'm sure that we've all had these moments too, where we see something on social media and we go, man, I wish that was me. Like, what about me, right? All those moments are like these mini attacks. Many attacks, right? Not intentional, but there are these attacks. And the more those attacks happen, the more sometimes someone gets affected, which is why I never post anything on social media as something is in the works of happening. So if I'm in the works of something, I don't post anything. That's why I post after it's done, because once it's done, it's okay, it's done. Well, nothing can happen now, because like the energy is already sealed, you know, and it's been delivered, right? Signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours. So it's been signed, it's sealed, it's delivered. The energy's been delivered already. So, but in these moments where it's like you're in the midst of something, I generally tell people not to post, because that's also another level of energetic protection against your dreams and goals as well. Okay, I know I said a lot. Any initial questions or comments about things before I move on?
Kadeem, I'll take
Checking.
the comment.
Who's that?
This is
Okay.
Cheryl.
Hey, Cheryl.
So I have often felt the same. I have done the same thing. If I'm not a big poster on social media anyway, but I always look at other people's posts and people saying, you know, hey, I'm here in New Mexico. And I'm like, but you're there right now. Why are you telling everybody? You're making yourself so vulnerable. Not just your home, but your physical, your energy. You might, you know, all the haters are sending all that funky hate energy.
Right.
So I would post about me being in New Mexico a week after I come back. You know,
right, exactly.
So
exactly.
I just don't get why people like need to post every second that they're doing, because I just feel like it maybe that's their intention though, to create FOMO, fear of missing out or whatever with others. But for me, I just always felt like how you're saying, I have to be protective of what I'm doing and the energy around it, and how people are feeling about what it is I'm saying or doing. So thank you for confirming that right now.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you, Cheryl. That's so true. You know, social media has afforded us the opportunity to share any and everything about our lives. And I think some people use social media as like their autobiography in the moment. You know, and it's like, okay, I guess that's nice. I'm going to share everything about your life. No, but I think there's certain things you just don't make public, or you don't share, you know, or you share after it happened, Cheryl, as you said. I think that's important for us to realize as well. So yeah, thank you so much for sharing that.
This is Florence.
Hi, Florence.
Hi. I would tend to try confirm or in my experience what you're saying. I remember in 2008 I met well, I mean, I had started a relationship, and I would say that when I started this relationship, it was such a beautiful thing that I was like, I think I was like a light bulb. If I walked in, I was the one to brighten a room if I walked in. And everyone that encountered me, I mean, whether they knew me or not, knew that something was going on in my life. I was like such a light. And I do remember, so was very open, would wear my heart on my sleeves, and people would ask me, and I would just say, and very quickly, I mean, and I look back, I would realize I could see where attacks came from, and very soon that light bulb became so like a stone, like a I don't know, like something heavy. I realized I went into an opposite direction, like deep depression, and that relationship was totally affected. Yeah, and I realized that I shouldn't share. I should not have shared it in that. I should not have been so open, because I was totally open. I didn't even understand anything about protecting myself or, anything like that.
Right.
So
Awesome.
that's very, very true.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I appreciate it. Yeah. I think, it's important for us to be very discerning, and share things with discernment in many ways, And I think, there is something to also being open and like sharing things verbally with others, but you can be open verbally and share, but still have your energy closed and protected.
Yeah.
So, and again, this is talking is nice, but I'm giving you this background before we get into the actual tools and techniques, because I'm gonna give you a lot of things you can do.
Yeah.
So probably should have said, get your pen and paper today, because I'm giving you the farm of things you can do. And my goal is to just dump everything on you, and then you can choose which technique or techniques work best for you. Because I think it's important for us to know these things, as the world continues to move the way that it is, and as things continue to change, we're gonna have people that's gonna try to dump stuff on us, and it's important for us to stay protected. Even protected from, okay, I'm going here. Even protected from the isms of the world. So sexism, racism, ageism, ableism. Some of the things I'm going to be teaching you today will actually energetically protect you from some of those isms as well. And yeah, I mean, when I learned this, I was like, really? Is it this easy? Like, people don't know this stuff, So again, I'm glad I'm here to share. Well, all 39 folks, thank you so much for being here on Zoom, and the people on Facebook. Okay.
Can I share something real quick?
Who's that?
My name is Yolanda.
Hey, Yolanda. Sure.
Hi. So just listening, my girlfriend, she's on here. She invited me on because she knows that I've been struggling a little bit with the trauma of being diagnosed with cancer. Well, I've gotten through my chemo. And good morning. And something was said about energy. And I remember when I first got diagnosed, I'm Caribbean. And so, Caribbean people, we have all these type of isms, right? And the one thing that I realized, I said, many of the people, when they hear the word cancer, they automatically assume death is coming right after that, right? And I wanted to make sure that I protected myself from that, because if I did not believe that I would make it, I could let all of that stuff in. Can you see me?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can. You look great. You look great in your car. You look great.
In the car. So, my daughter's like, Mom, they can see you. So I had to protect myself from just the negative thoughts, even though I know that people meant well. They had one single story of cancer, and as soon as they hear cancer, they're already planning your funeral already. And so I had to say to myself, I have to protect myself against those people, even though I know they mean well.
Right.
they're bringing their experience to my experience, and I don't want it to hinder my experience.
Exactly.
So thank you.
Yes, that's the word, Yolanda. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, protecting your energy, y'all. I mean, protecting your energy in a lot of situations is helpful. As Yolanda mentioned, the whole thing with cancer, right? Or any moment, you told someone, I'm having a rough time, this relationship, whatever. They're victimizing of you, thought from of victimizing of you, even though you don't feel like a victim, will eventually make you feel like a victim, right? Because your energy is open. It's not protected. Some in the K. Sweetness Jennings classism. Yes, there's definitely no ism, right? There's a lot of other isms for sure in the world. I mean, I think classism, but I think there's also a worldism. If you live in like a first world country, second world country, third world country, I think that's also isms that people don't necessarily always talk about. There is a request to talk about this. So I'm going to mention it. Please realize that energy, when I mention energy, that is the sort of one basic dynamic of the way people understand the sort of quote unquote invisible phenomena beyond the physical body. However, when I talk about energy in the same way, also realize that I'm also talking about spirit. And I'm talking about the divine source, because we would not be here without that, right? With that divine connection, with that divine source. And the physical body is one thing, right? Again, it's compact, we can feel that, right? But as we know, divine source is energy. It's energy. All that stuff is energy, right? The energy flows through us as well. So also realize that when I say energy, I'm also sort of coinciding it as well with spirit as well, just so we're aware of that as well. All right, so yes, Professor Yolanda, I've completed and I'm cancer free. Awesome. Woo woo. Hey. Working on my holistically. Awesome. All right, so let's move on. Our aura. All right, let me give you. All right. So one technique you can use when you come across people that are like toxic, so maybe you're in a conversation with someone and then you're starting to feel like I'm starting to feel drained, which we may have felt, right? I mean, have you ever felt a moment in which you're talking to someone in person or on the phone or in Zoom and all of a sudden you're like, well, I'm starting to feel drained, or afterwards it's like, oh, I feel so drained, but before talking to them you felt okay, right? Like that's because there's energy that they're zapping from you, again, most of the times unintentionally, sometimes much they can sort of zap their own energy or try to. One technique that I use for that is I call it the brick wall technique. The brick wall technique. So this one is just simply a pretty simple visualization you can use. So the way it works, and you can decide you want to use a brick wall, maybe you want to use a stone wall, maybe you want to imagine your angels or something, but brick wall technique. So the way it works is, if let's say the person is sitting across from you and you're on the phone with the person, right? Literally just imagine a brick wall between you and the person, right? Just a very thick brick wall, right? So you can imagine a brick wall in front of you and the person, and you can imagine the brick wall, again, if you can, imagine it like 6 feet out, 6 feet out, 6 feet wide, right? So he's talking to the person, but as you visualize this, this visual of the brick wall starts to actually make your energy like a brick or thicker, so the things that they say actually don't necessarily hit you as hard, because bricks are hard, so brick wall technique, that one is very simple. So I mean, there's times where I imagine sometimes a brick wall all around me, like I'm like in the center of the brick wall, and I imagine the brick wall castle like around me also. So very simple, something you can use, brick wall technique, again, around you or in front of you. You can also imagine if you feel like you're more connected with angels or a particular divine being or stone or whatever you feel like you need to use. But definitely imagining this other something that's a protective layer between you and the person, right? Either in front of you or in Zoom, same thing. Imagine a brick wall on the computer, on Zoom. The phone, you know, the same thing. Imagine a brick wall between you and the phone, the person on the phone. Very simple technique, very powerful. I remember this was 2016, maybe? I think 2016. I remember I had a friend of mine come visit me from Florida. Came up from Florida to New York, came to visit me. And then there was this, I don't know what happened, but there was this like blowout. And it takes me a while, like a while to like blow up to the point where I'm like yelling. I was like, I feel like I've only done that twice in my adult life. And this is one of those times. And I was like, this is crazy. But I remember after I did that, I said, you gotta go. This is, no, this is, take me somewhere I don't like. And I remember as I was walking him to the bus, because I was like, you're gonna go back to JFK? You're gonna get on the flight tonight? You gotta go. I remember walking back to the bus to JFK. Remember he was talking, but it's interesting. I imagined the brick wall technique around me. He was talking, but I swear to you, I didn't know what he was saying. It was almost like he was speaking like a different language. Like I didn't understand anything he was saying because the brick wall for me was just so thick and so strong that not only his energy, but even like his actual words didn't even come in, like at all. You know, there's the saying of how's it go? It goes one ear and out the other. His words didn't even come in my ears at all. It like bounced off the brick wall and like went somewhere else. I don't even remember anything about the conversation walking to the bus. I was like, you are not going to be a manager anymore at all. Yeah, so I say that to say the brick wall technique is very powerful, and I've used it many times. Okay, so let's talk about energy centers. Energy centers. So if I say energy center, if I say chakra, do you know what that is? This question. If I say chakra, and as you're writing that in, letting me know if you know what chakra is, I'm gonna read some of these other comments that are Yolanda. Yes. Dean from Facebook, this is what Cheryl said. She posted this from someone on Facebook. Jem McBean L says, I feel the same way. I embrace the protect. Okay, all right. I know some people are saying yes about chakras. Okay, great. So chakra is just it's the Sanskrit word that essentially just means like spinning wheel. Oh wait, I'm being told that I'm freezing on and off. Okay, let's see. Am I back? Am I back? Let me know if I'm back.
You're back.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, all right. So I just want to make sure I'm checking the room. All right. So just so you know, I may have to come out and come back in if I keep being sort of, on and off with the Zoom. All right. So chakra is a Sanskrit word, which just means, definition of that just means spinning wheel. And we have these different energy centers or spinning wheels, and these various points in our body. And usually people tend to know them as like the 7 chakras, almost like 7 rays of the rainbow, or like 7 musical notes or 7 days of the week. So there's actually more than 7 chakras. And usually the chakras or these sort of energy centers are usually, the major ones are usually like in the center of the body. In the center, and they have different functions. So we're just gonna talk about 3 of the chakras today, very briefly, before we jump into another technique. So there's a heart energy center or a heart chakra. The heart energy center is what? What do you think? Love, right? Love, warmth. That's the heart energy center. That's what it's good for, is warmth. It's also connected to, as I mentioned before, the auras, is also connected to the emotional aura, which is the second aura I mentioned before. There's the etheric, then there's the emotional. There's this other energy center up here, which is called the ajna energy center, right in between the eyebrows. This energy center is the energy center for like willpower and focus. So if you need to be focused about something or do something, and you have maybe a very tight timeline to do something, or you need more mental energy to complete a project, you can usually just focus on this area. Just focus on this area. You can press it, hold it, and focus on it for 30 seconds. And that would help to reboot your sort of mental energy. Ajna. And ajna is also associated with the mental aura. Okay. Crown chakra, or crown energy center, the top of the head, is a center for divine light, divine inspiration, for spiritual connection. And this energy center up here, whereas all the other chakras kind of face outwards, so they kind of face out this way, this energy center kind of faces up this way, because get the divine energy flowing in. So this energy center is also connected to the sort of bonus layer that I gave you of the auras, which is the sort of more soul, on the soul level, the soul aura. Okay, so this next technique I'm going to give you is focusing on each chakra, the heart chakra, the ajna chakra, and the crown chakra, to protect each aura. Okay, so for this one, you can close your eyes if you want to, or have them open, but I will guide you through this. So eyes closed or open, up to you. Put your gentle attention on your heart chakra, or your heart energy center. Okay, breathe into that spot. Take some deep breaths. Okay, good. And now imagine a white light, just a white light around you. Just this first layer of white light around you as you focus on the heart chakra. Okay, good. Make the white light even brighter. Very luminous. Good. Okay, put your gentle attention on the ajna chakra in between the eyebrows. And take some long, slow, deep breaths, focusing on the ajna energy center. Good. Okay. Good. And now imagine a second layer of white light around the first layer. And see this white light even brighter than the first one. Very bright, very luminous. Okay. Good, good. And now put your gentle attention on the crown chakra, the top of the head. And breathe from that spot. Take some long, slow, deep breaths. Good. And now imagine a last third white light around the first two. And this white light is the brightest out of all. Make it super luminous, super bright, almost like a blinding bright light. Good. And now focus on all three chakras, the heart chakra, the ajna chakra, the crown chakra. And as you focus on all three, see these three circumferences of light around you. The first smaller one, the second one, which is even brighter, and then the last one, which is the brightest. And focus on that as you focus also on the 3 points, the three chakras, as you focus on these three lights around you. Okay, good. Okay, come on back now. Open your eyes if they were closed. Okay. Notice how you feel. How do you feel? Write in some comments, or you can unmute. How do you feel? Yes, and feel free to come on camera, as was mentioned by Shane in the chat, so we can see and feel you in the space. Takia wrote in centered. Sophia, calm. Good. These are all great. Is someone unmute? Is that Florence?
Yeah, I unmuted, but I really wanted to write.
Okay. Well, since you're unmuted, it means it was meant for you to say something. So come on and share.
Empowered.
Empowered. Good, good. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Cheryl says collected. Good. Yeah. So in addition to this technique, adding layers of protection, at the same time, it sort of balances you as well and sort of makes you centered and calm. So that's very simple. I mean, how long did that take? Maybe 2 minutes, right? But I was sort of guiding you through it. Now that you have the technique, you can focus on, press the points, sit, focus on the light, on your own. So when you do it on your own, it may not necessarily take as long. But that's something you can do on your own. Awesome. So that's another offering. All right. So to move on. So you have sort of two, have this sort of white light. And let me sort of give props to where props are due. Oh no, internet connection's unstable. Can we still hear me? Just to make sure. Yeah, okay. So let me give props to where props are due. That white light technique was given to the world through Master Del Pay. So I just want to give him props for giving us that technique. So thank you, Master Del Pay. All right, hey, Stacy, Grand Rising. Thanks for being here. All right, so I gave you two techniques on visualization, brick wall and the white light technique. So now I'm going to give you something or some things you can do that are physical. Okay, so you have the visualization, so you visualized, felt some of the energy, but now I'm going to give you something that's more physical. So physical things you can do. So if you happen to be across from someone, you're talking to them, or Zoom, as I mentioned before, we have this aura, right? Or this biofield, or this electromagnetic field around us. And again, the heart itself radiates a diameter of 6 feet circumference around us. And it's only 6 feet because the machines or tools that they have to measure the heart only measures up to 6 feet, which means that the heart may actually radiate a diameter that's even further than 6 feet. Anyway, there is, I'll say learn more about this because I know this stuff is very fascinating. You can go to heartmath.org. They've done all the science around this. Heartmath.org. They're really great. So this aura, is usually very open, but there's a way that you can close off the aura so it's not as big, so that people's stuff doesn't always seep in, because although they're talking to you, you can sort of close your aura so that you're not affected, by it. You can do it physically, all right? So let me give you a few physical things you can do. First thing is very simple. We've all done it before. When we feel uncomfortable about something, or we don't want somebody in our space, what do? Simple. Just automatically crossing your hands.
Your arm, yeah.
Okay. Just automatically crossing your hands in front of your chest is very simple, something you can do. To deepen the technique, put your thumbs inside your hands, cross. I'll put myself down a bit so you can see. Cross, and then do just a very small tighten. So did we see that? Right? Put them beside the hands, like this. Cross, and then just tighten down. And that really brings in your aura deeply. So that's one you can do. I decided to wear pants for y'all today, although we're on Zoom. I know some people don't, and that's okay. But since I wore pants, I will bring my camera down. I'm actually wearing shorts, so you can sort of see the next one, right? So you have the first one, boom, right? Another one you can do. Okay, so this next one you can do simply is just crossing the legs. Simple, right? So if you want to combine both, you can cross the legs and do this. This dramatically closes in your aura. So if someone's saying something, doing something, you can go, interesting. You can still act like you're listening, right? Nodding your head, But what they're saying isn't nearly affecting you as much because your aura is super closed. Not only is it closed, but it's also blocked as well. So this closes it, but also blocks it as well. Very good technique. As you may notice though, how am I sitting? I'm not sitting. Stacy says the Bill Cosby. He stayed like that. Yes, I guess he was always closing in his aura when he was, I guess, on the Cosby Show as Dr. Huxtable. So look, so as you notice, I'm not facing front, right? I'm not facing left. I'm facing which way? My right side, to the side, right? So my right side is facing the person. Why is it the right side? Why is it not the left side? So although your aura is closed, just for deeper protection, you turn to the right because the left side has your spleen. And your spleen is a very sensitive area when it comes to energy. I'll put my camera up now. I can stop seeing my legs. That's nice. All right. So the spleen is a very sensitive area when it comes to energy. Because the spleen is a one of the centers when it comes to like very not dynamic, but I would say if you have like a very nice sort of energy in your spleen, and if it's very strong, that means generally you're a very healthy person, right? Physically, mentally, emotionally. If the spleen is depleted, that usually means that maybe someone is suffering from like a physical ailment, or maybe like very like emotionally depressed or mentally disturbed. So the spleen, has a lot, again, has its own chakra. I'm not going to get into that today, but the spleen has its own chakra and its own workings of helping to make us fully whole as well. So, which is why it's important for you, important for us all to protect the spleen when we're talking to someone, because if the spleen is depleted, that's kind of it. You're drained. You don't do nothing else the rest of the day. You're tired. Might as well go to bed. Hopefully you can wake up tomorrow feeling better. So make sure you protect the spleen. So to the right side here, spleen is not here on the right side. It's not open. Boom. Cross your legs. Okay. So that was physical. All right. Let's read some of these comments and see before I move on to the next one. Before we dismiss some of the people that have to go off to work. Casey Venus Jennings says, I have some work to do. My left side needs protection. Wow, so glad I got up to hear this. Yay, awesome. This is on Help Is on the Way, Sweetness. Yes, Help Is on the Way. Do you all know that song from The Preacher's Wife by Whitney Houston? Hold on. Help is on the way. Love that song. All right. So Zakiya says, I was about to type the word interesting when you said it. It's interesting about the leg crossing. I don't cross my arms often because I was raised that crossing your arms, especially around adults, is disrespectful. Facts. We were told to lower our wings. However, I often cross my legs instinctively. That's good. It's because, you're always like, all right, we got to protect ourselves. Because, even sometimes, even if you're like not with someone in particular, or, because, today's class is more about protecting yourself, right? Self-defense from other people that might be throwing things at you intentionally or unintentionally, right? But like sometimes if you're on the train, nobody's necessarily trying to do something to you on the train, but it's also good to still protect yourself, right? It's also good to sometimes close in your aura as well. Yeah, so I think this stuff is it's just good to use. Jacqueline, it's a body language that lets others know you are closed off to them. Also find that not giving eye contact, looking up, down, or to the side will also send that message. That's true, Jacqueline. It's very true. Yeah, body language, it's major. We think we're talking with our words, which we are, but a lot of sometimes what we're saying is actually behind the words. It's in the intonation. It's in the eyes. It's in the body language. It's important because anyone can say anything. You can ask someone, how are you feeling? I'm doing good. Okay, that might be good. How are you feeling? I'm doing good. Are they good though? Like, no, because body language, intonation, eye contact, all that stuff is important. Cecile says, thank you, Kadeem. I just don't understand this spleen. What does that mean exactly? Yeah, so on the left side of the body, there's the spleen organ. And okay, I'm gonna get into this very quickly. There's the spleen organ, and all the organs of the body have their own chakras. They all have chakras, they all have energy centers. So they may not necessarily be like major energy centers. They might be called like mini or minor energy centers, but there's energy centers there. I know actually when my grandmother, when she was going through her sort of lung issues and sort of lung disease, I would work with the chakras in the lungs, sort of help her, improve her quality of life and help her breathe deeper. Because when someone's going through something, it's more than just the aura or the main chakras that need work. Sometimes the minor or mini chakras may need work also. Yes, so the spleen. So the spleen is an organ, but the spleen also has its own energy centers. So me talking about the spleen, I was kind of just explaining some of the things you have to sort of do to like just protect your spleen area, because the spleen, when it comes to energy, if it's very depleted, you can feel very weak, physically, mentally, emotionally. Okay, so it's 7:55. So I just want to give the folks that have to go off to work or do your other activities. Thank you for joining today, whether you're on Zoom or Facebook. We're going to be going till 8:30. So those that still can stay on, please stay on, because I have more tools and techniques to give you. But if you want to connect with me, you can connect with me at Kadeem One. Everything is at Kadeem One. So Facebook, Instagram, website, kadeemone.com, and spell out one, O-N-E. You can email me, Kadeem at kadeemone.com. If you feel free, you want to give a love offering, you can do so through Zelle or QuickPay at soleadershipdevelopment@gmail.com, or Cash App, which is $Spirit of Woman, and use the code hashtag 420KO. So thank you. So for folks that are still going to be staying on, we're going to keep on moving. I'm going to read these next few comments, and then then we're going to move on, because I have some other techniques I'd like to share, which I think is even deeper than the ones I've shared already. Okay. K. Sweetness Jennings. People in pain usually don't like to be asked, "How are you?" Very true. I usually ask, "How are you feeling today?" That's good. That answer usually takes a minute to respond. I find the average person is not in touch with their feelings. Knee-jerk happy or knee-jerk angry. Very true. Yeah, yes, some people are not in touch with their feelings. I think others are in touch with it. They know how they feel, but they don't want to acknowledge the feeling. Because if they acknowledge it, that's going to open up stuff that they aren't prepared to deal with as well. So I think it's kind of goes both ways. I've realized for me that it's important to acknowledge the thing. Because if you acknowledge the thing, it comes up, it comes out. But once you acknowledge it, it also lets the subconscious know, hey, there's something here. We need to work on this. Hey, what can we do to bring this up and offer up healing for something? Because if you don't acknowledge it, it's going to stay deeper inside of you. And if it stays deeper inside of you, it can manifest and come out in other ways as like disease or dis-ease in the body. Because everything is connected. It's all connected. Even the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control, state that 90% of all major illnesses are stress related. So stress, the more you feel stress, the more you feel psychological stress, emotional stress, right? We think about all that stuff, and of course there's science behind it, right? You feel stress, the immune system starts to break down, when the immune system breaks down, it can't fight off disease, right? That's there. But again, think about it on the other level, there's also the aura, right? So if you're going through mental turmoil, and I mentioned before that the mental aura is sort of more on the outskirts, the mental turmoil eventually affects you emotionally, which is the second layer, which then starts to affect your etheric aura, which is the third internal layer, which then affects the physical body. Once it gets to the physical body, the energies are already there. So I like to say that, not all the time, but sometimes some of the stuff that you feel in the physical body has actually manifested in the energy body, or the aura might have manifested years ago. But it's just coming into the physical body now because something hasn't been dealt with, or something hasn't been cleaned up. So I think it's important for us to acknowledge stuff so that we can sort of clean shit up. Okay. Moving on. So I'm gonna teach this the sort of next technique. I'm thinking. Before I teach this next technique, because I'm thinking that you may not be as coherent, right? So my day, right? This is number 420, right? And as I said before before the intro, 420 is code for high, right? Marijuana. So the last technique I teach, we might be getting a bit high, right? Energetically, spiritually high. So before we go there, if you're a bit high, you may not be able to focus on other things I might give you. So let me give you this other stuff first, and then I will teach that last high at the end. All right. So if you happen to come across these moments where you have an emotional reaction to someone that's negative, you have a blowout with somebody, you have something happens that's not positive, essentially. It's important for you, as I mentioned before, right? You have to clean stuff up, right? So I'm gonna offer you some things you can do if you go through a moment and it's like, I feel drained, I'm tired, I'm angry, I'm emotional. Here are some things you can do to help clean stuff up right after the moment so that things don't linger on, all right? So I'm just gonna list stuff. So again, make sure you're writing down fast. All right. So one thing you can do is take a shower. I mean, wait, there's more. Not just a shower, but take a shower with liquid soap, salt, and water. Obviously water because it's a shower, right? But liquid soap and salt. With the salt and the liquid soap, and then lather it together and sort of cleanse your body with it. Salt is known to be a very deep, natural, like energy cleanser. So that really helps to, if you have any sort of, negative emotions, the salt and the water and the soap really helps to sort of cleanse that off. So salt, soap shower is helpful. I sometimes get soap from a particular site where they actually infuse salt already in it. And they actually also infuse like some oils too. They infuse sometimes lavender or tea tree, which are all great for cleansing too. So you can also take a bath. Get in the bath, some salt. Not Epsom though. Epsom is a different sort of scientific component or like connection, ingredient. You want to, if you can, use like sea salt, Himalayan salt. You can also use table salt as well. Epsom is good too, but like more for like physical stuff, like muscles. But like cleansing, it's better not to use Epsom salt or some of the other salts that I mentioned. All right, that's good. Another way you can cleanse yourself, go out in nature. I know people sometimes tease people that hug trees, tree huggers, but actually hugging a tree or being near a tree, I mean, that's deeply cleansing, because trees are here to sort of help us, breathe deeper, offer us oxygen, but trees also and grass, they have very strong connections, obviously to the earth because they're connected to the earth, right? And strong connections to nature, and they are just natural cleansers. So sometimes just going out in the grass, laying on the grass, or hugging a tree, touching a tree. And to take it even further, you can actually ask, speak to the tree or the grass, right? But even speak to their higher self. We think we only have higher selves. We think we only have angels or spiritual guides or, protectors. So there's things in nature. they have their own angels, their own guides as well. So we can even ask for the guides of the tree or the guides of the grass to help cleanse you as well. I mean, in that way, it's actually even more powerful than just laying on the grass or touching a tree, hugging a tree, or sitting by a tree, but actually asking for the beings of the nature to also help you release as well, because they're here to help us as well. All right. What else? So if you are someone that has essential oils, and essential oils that are deeply cleansing, so oils like lavender, tea tree, eucalyptus, sage, oregano, basil, even lemon. You can actually use essential oils and like put it on various parts of the body that will help you release energy. So if you kind of sit with yourself, you're like, I'm angry, I'm feeling very emotional right now. If you ask yourself, where in the body is this anger, is this pain, is this whatever, where in the body is this emanating from? Where does it start from? Whatever you receive, trust that's the place. You can put the essential oil wherever you received that place to be. Rub it in and just be for like a minute. That's very helpful. Essential oils, very powerful. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm burping. You can also, excuse me, you can also do the Lord's Prayer. So for those that might have a background in Christianity, you know, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. That's also deeply cleansing. Because in the Bible, in the New Testament, when the disciples asked Jesus, teach us how to pray, he gave them the Lord's Prayer. Jesus, when he walked the earth, you know, was the man. He was awesome, right? But Jesus, a lot of the times, taught very deep spiritual truths in parables. And sometimes didn't always reveal everything to everyone, because he just couldn't. Because if that happened, sometimes people would sort of take it the wrong way, right? But the Lord's Prayer, actually within itself, is deeply cleansing, and it actually works on all of the major energy centers of the body and helps to cleanse out all the major energy centers of the body. Doing the Lord's Prayer does that. So I sometimes suggest people, if they're having a hard time sleeping, Lord's Prayer before you go to bed. Because sometimes you're having a hard time sleeping, it's sometimes just because your chakras, or your energy centers are just overactivated. Balance. So if you can find a balance in that, you can fall asleep. The Lord's Prayer helps to add that balance to the chakras of the energy. So that's something you can do. Okay. So before I move on to this last part, because the last one I'm going to offer you something else you can do to help cleanse yourself is something called the meditation on Twin Hearts. Now I'm going to guide us through that meditation. But before I do that, let me just stop and see if there's any questions. I'm going to guide us through that meditation on Twin Hearts. Then I'm going to teach you the last technique, which deals with energy, and then we're going to end. So before I go there, any initial questions or comments, either on Facebook or in the chat?
You did say something about energy sensors at some point, but you said you would give us the techniques. This is Florence, and you said you would give us the techniques, but you would give us something about energy sensors, and I don't know if you dealt with that already.
Yeah, so the technique that I gave you with the energy sensors was focusing on the heart energy sensor, ajna energy sensor, and the crown energy sensor, and imagine the white light around you. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay.
Any other questions or comments people want to unmute? You can. In the meantime, I will see if there are any other comments. Oh, okay, there are some comments. All right. Is someone speaking first? The sister? Are you talking, sister?
Oh, okay, yeah. I was going to, but then I wanted to hear what you were going to say. I was wondering if because my family is from Central America, and they when they're cleansing, one of the things that they use to cleanse is a blue bath, and I was wondering if anybody else have ever heard of the blue bath.
Is that like energy, like blue energy, blue light energy?
Yeah, to kind of cleanse the energy. Yeah, my mom when we were little, like if we would start a new day of school, or maybe something, she noticed something on us that was off, or she saw some behaviors, or maybe, you know, like after someone got divorced or before they got married, they would give this blue bath. I was wondering if anyone else have ever heard of this.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of blue bath. I'm very aware of it. I don't necessarily have that much experience with it because that's not something I necessarily practice. You know, my thing is like there are multiple levels of truth to this stuff and multiple techniques you can use. You know, it's just important for you, you know, to find the one that works best for you. So whether you use a blue bath, whether you use, I know some people use a feather, whether you use a feather, I know some people use an egg, whether you use the egg. I mean, there's all these things you can use to sort of really help yourself cleanse yourself, you know, to help you feel better. So yes, I'm here for the blue bath, green bath, pink bath. Like it's all valid, you know. And you know, again, for me, I'll also say, what's your intention, right? So even if you're like, I don't really know what to do right now, what's happening. If your intention is to say, I want to be energetically cleansed, and all of a sudden you feel your arms going up, you start flapping your arms like this, like you're flying, and this cleanses you, then that's fine. Because your intention is to cleanse yourself. And actually, I mean, this is actually great. Actually, shaking your arm is actually another way to cleanse, right? But you know, again, if your intention is there, if your intention is in the right place, you know, the world is at your fingertips. So thank you so much for sharing that, sister. Thank you. Okay, let me read some of these comments. Jacqueline says, you are vibrating, John. Yes, I can see your energy. Yes. John Carl says, new knowledge does that to me. I love it. Jacqueline says, beautiful, wash it off. Okay, I know Charmaine, she is writing in certain things people can do. If you are experiencing a negative moment with where someone leaves you drained, you can use this technique. Take a shower with liquid soap and salt, lather and cleanse your body. Salt is natural energy cleanser. Jacqueline, that's how I feel after salt, water, and soap showers. Okay, I'm just gonna scroll some of these. Oh, Zakia, you wanted to know, because Stacey says that she makes her own. Yeah, so Stacey, if you feel like you want to share your stuff for your soap and stuff, feel free to share that in the comments. Stacy says salt showers every day. Yes, salt and Om. Om is a great way to cleanse too. Literally just chanting Om. Oh, great way to cleanse. You can chant Om. You can chant Om 7 times. Great way for like a very basic cleansing. Jacqueline says yes, Himalayan salt. Sophia loves a bath. Okay, just gonna keep moving on. Y'all talking about tree huggers in the comments, laughing it up. I love it. Blah blah blah. Okay, Stacy hugging trees, nature, bathing. Zakia asks about clove. I guess clove oil to cleanse. You can. Yeah, you can use that. Wouldn't be necessarily be like my first option. Like my second option. It could work though. Yes, it can. Jacqueline says I make my own body oil with my essential oils and massage into my skin. That's amazing. It's awesome. Yes. Yes, prayer deeply cleanses the major chakras. Jacqueline, okay, they're talking about the trees. I love it. Hug the trees, international breathing helps, meditation on twin hearts, as Charmaine mentioned, is another way to help cleanse. Neff asks, what about other colors that you can wear that are cleansing? I've heard of orange. Yes. So I'm going to talk specifically about the energy practice that I do, which is called pranic healing. Pranic healing was started by Grandmaster Choa Kaksui. He was from the Philippines. He was an engineer by trade. And because he was an engineer by trade, his particular system that he uses is actually very step-by-step, very regimented in regards to healing. In pranic healing, in the particular energetic technique that he teaches and sort of gave the world, orange is a very, very deep, energetic cleansing color. But like light orange. Not like dark orange, but light orange. So light orange is deeply cleansing, and light green are also very deeply cleansing as well. So if you wear those colors with your intention to cleanse, yes, here for it. So thank you for sharing. Yes, wearing colors work too. Blue baths. Thank you, Stacy, for your love. Kadeem is my healer brother, whom I love. Thank you, Stacy. K Sweetness Jennings says, I and the light are one. I'm open to receive the love that heals and reveals. I am close to toxic people being in my circle. Yeah, I mean, so this is why it's important, for you to, learn these techniques. Again, I'm gonna give you one more. K Sweetness says the body speaks to us daily. Yes. Jacqueline says music and movement do it for me. Music and movement are also great. I mean, there are various therapies you can use. I mean, art therapy, drama therapy, music therapy. There's dance therapy. They use music and movement. Actually, from 2010 to, was it June of this year? Anyway, from 2010 to mid 2021, I actually was the co-director of an organization called Full Force Wellness and Dance Repertoire. And we had this dual mission of presenting performing arts dance works, but also helping people heal, improve their quality of life through clinical and holistic methods. Because my partner at the time, Janice Phillips, she was a licensed and board certified dance therapist. So we combined dance therapy with my techniques in energy healing, aromatherapy, hypnotherapy, in workshops and classes to help people find their center and heal. Yeah, it was an awesome experience. It's a great, awesome 11 years. Okay, yes. Bath, awesome. Sage, idea why I felt drained after one or two encounters. Besides opening the right side, what else can you do for the spleen? If you have essential oils, I mean, sage, do you, sorry, this is gonna be corny. Sage, do you burn sage? Do you use sage oil? You can literally put sage oil on the front part of, look, if you need to figure out where this spleen is, look at the diagram. Put sage oil or a cleansing essential oil on the front part of the spleen, back part of the spleen to help. You can also literally sage that area as well to help sort of cleanse out the spleen. As I mentioned before, you can also use the salt and liquid soap and wash that area deeply. Wash it deeply, let it sit for like 2 minutes before you cleanse off that area. Also very deeply cleansing as well. Zakia, I was asking about the link for the site that sells liquid soap. Oh, infused with salt. I can give it to you. I'll give it to you. I know that there's people though on the call though, I think Cheryl, I think, they actually make their own stuff. You know, so if people want to drop, you know, that stuff in the comments, you can. As we're ending, I will share some of that stuff. In case people want to purchase some of that stuff. K Sweetness says, as we are exposed to the information that reveals and heals, let's continue to apply it. Yes. Spirit told me today, just give thanks because all you need to have is a life of abundance that is inside of you. Stay in the community of love and light, be unconditioned, and renew your divine self. Come on, K Sweetness. You trying to teach a class? That's beautiful. I love it. Oh, Elaine asks, how can I share this recording with my family? So maybe the what admins can mention this, but we have a Facebook group. Actually, at the end, I believe there'll be a slide that shows you where you can sort of go to the Facebook group to sort of join the conversation. And I believe they can watch it there. Is that correct, admins? Let me know.
That is correct. We do have our Facebook page. If you're not a member, you would have to join. But that is information that will come at the end. All of that is there, and they'll get that input, put in the information at the end of the session where they can join.
Awesome. Great. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Neff says, do you have go-to techniques for people who work with lots of people all day? Yes. So it's great that you mentioned that. This will lead us into our next exercise. So I'll lead us a very short meditation on Twin Hearts to help us feel the energy and to help get us charged up. And then I will share the very last technique, which will really help. Like, I mean, other stuff I gave you is great and all that stuff helps too, you know, but this one really works on a deeper energetic level to really help protect all parts of the aura. Okay, so let's do this short meditation and then I'll teach you the last technique. So get comfortable in your space. So if you can, close your eyes. Put your hands in your lap, palms facing up. And take a deep breath in and release. And again, deep breath in and release. Last time again, deep breath in and release. Good. Focus now on your heart energy center, on your heart chakra. And as you focus on this heart chakra, this heart energy center, I want you to imagine someone that you love dearly and see them smiling from this heart energy center. And tell them how much you love them from the heart. Very good. And from this space now, I want you to raise your hands in front of you with your palms facing forward, elbows bent, and imagine in front of you the earth, the size of a small ball in front of you. So your hands are in front of you, palms forward, elbows bent. Imagining the earth, size of a small ball in front of you. And from your hands, from the heart, send this love from the heart energy center through your hands and share it with the earth in front of you. And feel the earth with love. May every person on the planet Earth, every being, be filled with love, be filled with peace. May they all be soothed of their suffering. May they be filled with joy and with light. Good, keep going. Fill the earth with the love from the heart's energy center through your hands into the earth. Good. And with your hands still up, focus on the crown, on the top of your head, on the crown energy center, very top of your head, the crown. And on this crown energy center, imagine the face or the essence or the being of the divine source, or an angel that you feel connected to, or a saint. It could be your spiritual teacher. But focus on the top of the crown and feel the essence of the divine on the crown. Good. And now feel the earth from the crown through the hands. Fill the earth with the energy from the divine, from the crown through the hands, down to the small earth in front of you. And just say, may every person, every being on planet Earth be divinely blessed. May every person, may every being spiritually grow. May every person, every being be healed. So be it. Good. Now focus on the crown and the heart chakras together. Focus on both energy centers, the heart and the crown, and send energy to the heart and the crown from both centers through the hands to the planet Earth. And smile. And see everyone on Earth smiling. All beings on Earth smiling, being filled with this divine light and divine energy. May all beings be blessed, be healed, be filled with divine light, spiritually grow, be filled with happiness, prosperity, goodness, good luck, joy. So it is. Good, you can put your hands down. Take a deep breath in and release. Okay, good. Now, stay with your eyes closed. I'm going to teach you now this last technique. So, you're going to put your hands back up. You're going to have your palms facing each other. You can put about 12 inches of space between both of the palms. And imagine the light from the divine, from the crown energy center. Imagine that light in your palms and radiate that light in between the palms into the center of the palms. So you can radiate it from the palms and radiate it out into the center of both palms and begin to make this energetic field. You might even be able to maybe start to feel some heat or some tingling or some pressure. That's good. Okay, good. Okay, from here you can open your eyes. Look at me if you need to. Still with your hands up in this position. Here, still continue to send the light. Now you're gonna make this light into a ball. So make it into a ball. It's a protective ball. Good. Good. Now I want you to imagine yourself very small in front of you, very, very small. Take yourself very small version of you, and put yourself in this ball of light. Good. And continue now to wrap the ball around. Good. In this ball of light. Good. Okay, now you can stop. You can look at the ball that's in your hand. Put it in one hand. Look at the ball. And we're going to talk to the ball and tell the ball what we want. Okay, so you're going to say, energy ball, I want you to protect me from all negative energies, thought forms, and elementals now. Protect me now and 3 days after today. May you be internally permeable to release all negative energies from me. Only I have the ability to change, amend, remove, or strengthen this energetic protective ball. So it is. So be it. So be it. Okay. Let it go. Okay. So that very last technique is very powerful, right? So we did the meditation first, so you can sort of, build up some energy first, and then imagine a light in between your hands. Have the light be in front of you, made into a ball. See yourself small, put yourself in the ball, more ball, and then command it for whatever you want it to do. And it's usually good, it's not good to say, I want this to last forever. I mean, you can, but usually what, has been found is that over the course of a certain period of time, because we go through certain different things, the ball can sort of weaken itself. So even if it lasts for forever, or for certain, if you say I want to have it last for a year, it can last, but it may not necessarily be as strong, right? So it's important for you to continuously put yourself in the ball consistently, because that last technique on its own is really, really powerful. I'll say also it's important as well. We did the technique. It's important as well for us to make sure that we are having an understanding of our own energy, and that now we're protected, we cannot abuse others. Because it's like, well, I'm good to go. I'm in the ball, so F you, I hate you. No. They can't happen, right? You have the tools and techniques now to protect yourself. So just because you can protect yourself doesn't mean you can now harm others, because you're not going to get, harmed. But again, even if you protect yourself, there's still the law of karma. So even if you're out there hurting other people, even if you're protected, it's still come back to you. Because the law of karma is thicker and stronger, because it's a universal law. Whereas this energy is, using your own energy to help protect yourself. So make sure now that you have the tools, use them wisely, treat others kindly, and treat yourself with love and respect and happiness. Treat yourself as you treat the person in your life that you love. Treat yourself as you may treat your best friend. Because I think we all deserve goodness, kindness in our lives. And now that you have these tools and techniques, you'll feel a difference in your life the more that you continue to use them. So thank you. I'm complete. So I know that we have a special offer. So for the Woo members, people that are here today, so I have started a weekly meditative therapy session, class, workshop. Anyway, it's a weekly meditative therapy. So I include meditation, but also include various holistic wellness therapies. So meditation, but also includes energy healing, sound therapy, hypnotherapy, and if you have oils, also aromatherapy as well. So this is a good time for you to meditate, but also I'm helping you to release some stuff that you need to release so that you can have a better week. So if you want to go, check that out. Happens weekly every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's on my website, KadeemOne.com. The thing is here, KadeemOne.com/services/weekly live meditative therapy. If you just go to my website, KadeemOne.com, you'll see it'll pop up as an option to click for the weekly meditative therapy. So you can just go to my website, KadeemOne.com, and it'll also be there if you don't want to type in this long thing. Also, you have the chance to have a 30-minute consultation with me for free. Did I say it was free? Complimentary 30-minute session with me. If you email me, the first person that emails me will be the person that wins the consultation. Okay. So I believe my email is in the chat. If not, I will say it. Kadeem@KadeemOne.com. Okay. So Kadeem@KadeemOne.com. I'll put it here. Kadeem@KadeemOne.com. Reach out to me. First person that reaches out to me will receive a free 30-minute consultation. You can contact me. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. All at Kadeem One. You can email me, Kadeem@KadeemOne.com. Also, new website. So excited to announce this. New website, KadeemOne.com. Totally brand new website. Different ways you can connect with me. Have a chance to sign up for the weekly meditative therapy that happens every Wednesday. But I'll also have five online courses that you can take on the website. Sign up and get, take the courses. Okay, next slide. Let's see. Love offerings and donations. So you can send it to Zelle QuickPay at soulleadershipdevelopment@gmail.com or Cash App $Spirit of a Woman. And you can use code pound or hashtag 420KO. I'm gonna say this now. My hashtag 420KO, I am donating what you give to me to give back to the Woo community and the Spirit of Woman. So if you give to me to hashtag 420KO, do Cash App or Zelle or QuickPay, it'll go straight back to the Woo community, Wake Up Everybody, Spirit of Woman, to sort of help further along these amazing sessions that happen and, things that happen within this amazing community. So thank you so much in advance for that. Okay, so on Sunday, join us for Diane C. Monsanto for her topic, Let's Save Lives, Learn the Warning Signs of Suicide. And on the 27th, on Monday, with Naomo Mude, sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, for Your Divine Sweet Tooth and How to Love It. So join us again, because we have these sessions always coming up. Always good things. And I'm gonna pass it over to John.
Thank you so much, Kadeem. I've recognized a lot of new members in the session this morning, names that I weren't familiar with and titles I weren't familiar with. So with that said, I want to welcome you, all newcomers, to our Woo Nation. We thank you for joining us, and we ask that you come back, not just for Kadeem, but for all the wonderful facilitators we have here to present to you. Welcome to WOO. You can announce and share that you're new here in the Zoom chat. And if you're on Facebook, you can put it there in the chat also. Our members will welcome you. So thank you so much for joining us. Give me a second. Here we go. I lost my mouse for a second. Here we go. And now our schedule for the new members. Welcome again. Our schedule here, we do live workshops here on Zoom, Sunday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from 7 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. That's our 90-minute session. And on Mondays and Wednesdays, from 7 a.m. to 7:30 a.m., our 30-minute session. And we always streaming live on Facebook. And if you'd like to have these alerts, you can text Woo Nation to 74121. Woo Nation to 74121, and you can get the reminders for when we're having those sessions. Our swag, Woo Nation swag. You can get yours today at bit.ly/Woo swag. Many items we have here and always bringing new ones and new ideas. So join us and share your love for Woo by wearing the swag. bit.ly/Woo swag. And thank you so much. Here are a few other ways to stay in touch. You can register with us directly at bit.ly/Woo Wake Up Movement. I'll read that again, bit.ly/Wake Up Movement. You can find our Facebook group, not the page, but the group at bit.ly/Woo Community. And you can find us on Instagram at Wake Up Everybody Virtual, YouTube, bit.ly, and on YouTube at bit.ly/Woo on YouTube. And you can email us, info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. Now, we have an offer here. If you are interested in volunteering for our Woo community, put your talents and abilities to good use. Click on the link to complete our volunteer interest form that would be posted in the chat by one of our admins. And you can, again, send us an email at info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. And one of our volunteer interest members will contact you. And I want to tell you, it's a great experience. I love my experience here. The things that you gain, and then working with facilitators like Kadeem. I was just thinking for a second, I've been taking workshops, like 6 to 8 workshops for over the past year. Every month, 6 to 8 workshops over the past year. Just imagine that. It's beautiful. So come and join us, family, and grow and practice all these amazing skills. Now is the time we're going to ask for you to come off mute. We're going to go to gallery view, and we want you to shower Kadeem with love. Welcome to the love shower.
Great job. Thank you.
Thank you, Kadeem. Always a pleasure.
Spreading love.
Keep coming back.
As always.
Smiling down
Thank
on
you.
you.
Thank
And
Support everybody.
spreading Twin Heart meditation and
Powerful.
healing love and glow.
Everyone have a wonderful day today.
Thank you, admin team. Thank you,
Charlotte.
Charlotte, Dr.
Thank you.
And all the new members.
Work, everybody.
Let's keep showing up for one another in a community with love and healing.
Thank you so much, everyone.
We love y'all.
Really
Love
appreciate
y'all
your love.
See a lot of newbies here. Come on back, y'all.
Multiplication, honor.
Thank you so
Love
much,
everybody.
everyone. Have a great day.
Special faces that are new. Come on back. Come on back.
Love y'all.
Yeah.
Love you.
Thank you.
Woo Nation.
Love you, guys.
Love that hat from Cecile.
Love y'all. Wow. Awesome.
Thank
We are
you.
one. We are one.
Kisses.
Spreading love.
Woo Nation.
Hey, beautiful
Pranic healers in the building.
Welcome,
Healers.
new
Love.
baby
Love,
Taya
love,
Devlin.
love.
Welcome to the Woo Nation. Woo Nation is in the house. Come every day, come back.
Thank you,
Monday
admin
through
team.
Thursday.
Hi, Cecile
Your
Boo.
life will not be the same. I'm here to tell y'all.
All
Your
right.
life will not be the same. Your life will not be the same.
Absolutely, Teresa.
I just